morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Decimus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share this video with your friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So today's video, I'm going to talk about those guys that have been sent by the devil to destroy you, and I'm going to help you guys how to see the signs. So because at the end of the day, you realize most of you guys chosen ones, you realize a lot of individuals who come into our lives, there is two things that happen. An individual may come into your life to build you up, to help you become a better version of yourself, or alternatively, an individual may come into your life just to destroy you completely and destroy your life and take you off your path and your purpose. So you may know sometimes that people come into our lives and they are our divine counterparts. Now again, sometimes it is also not easy to see that, but I'm going to make another video on that, how to know that you've actually met the real person that is meant to be with you, that is supposed to stay with you at least for the rest of your life, you know what I mean? So the divine counterparts, and that's going to be another video. In this video, you've got to know something that a lot of these individuals who come into our lives, most of them, they don't come with good intentions. So over and over again on my channel, I've always talked about narcissism. I've told you guys, these narcissists, the only thing they do, they come into your life, they'll pretend they love you, they'll do all these kind of nice little things, and you guys, most of the times, you are falling for the trap. Well, that is history now, because now we're going to break them down. And I'm going to give you a couple of signs that will show you that the devil, somebody has been sent by the devil into your life to destroy you. And they do not mean you well, and they do not have your best interest at heart. So, and again, this is not only a relationship. This can be a friend. This can be, usually it can be friendships, or sometimes most recently it has always been relationships. So we're going to look at it in both ways, the friendship and the relationships, you know what I mean? So the first sign that someone has been sent by the devil to destroy you is, first of all, even before you meet them, you're going to get a very bad feeling about it. Now you're going to have, there is something going to be, people like to refer to it as the gut feeling. So your intuition is going to speak to you, and for some reason, before you meet them, you're going to become very, very nervous, extremely nervous. Sometimes you may even be sick. You may become sick. You know what I mean? You may find yourself sometimes you're throwing up. You have a lot of pains in your stomach. It's like your body is telling you that you don't have to go and meet those individuals. You know what I mean? So there's this kind of pull and push thing whereby you're feeling, can I go and meet them? Should I stay? Should I? You know what I mean? So you are in the middle somewhere there, and somehow your gut is telling you you don't have to go and meet them. Now, in most of the cases, many of us chosen ones, we have missed those important parts. You know what I mean? So the gut has always spoken to us in the beginning. The gut has told us that those individuals we are planning to meet, we were going to meet, they weren't good for us. Sometimes we have seen these signs in the beginning, but most of the cases we have ignored that. But again, that is because most of us, we weren't aware of this kind of patterns and things like this. Like, and you know, as a chosen one, you don't believe that there's other individuals around the world who are just in this world to get connections with other people, and those are not meaningful connections, but just for the intent of destroying those particular individuals. So the sign number one is going to be your intuition will speak to you. Your gut will speak to you. You will feel it in your stomach. So you're going to feel something at the lower part of your abdomen. Something's going to be telling you, you really don't have to go there. You know what I mean? You're going to find yourself struggling with the decision to meet those guys. You know what I mean? They may sometimes be people you work with, and for a very long period of time, they've been proposing, let's go for a date, you know, let's go and meet for a date, or let's go for a coffee, let's go for a meal, or things like that. But somehow your body is resisting, you know what I mean? So you're going to notice that actually you're really resisting to meet these individuals. But again, at the end of the day, even sometimes it can take a month of going on with that kind of persuasion and things like that. You give in to them only to find out later on that those individuals actually, they were not supposed to be with you, you know what I mean? So number one is intuition. The second thing, what is going to happen, for you to know that the devil has sent someone to destroy you, and those individuals, that they don't mean you well and they're not supposed to be part of you, is when you meet those kind of individuals, something very bad is going to happen on that first date. Now, even before we go to that one, let me talk about this one. You are going to, first of all, when you decide to go and meet those kind of individuals, you may sometimes find that on your way to meet those individuals, something is going to happen on the way. Now, you may miss a train, and these are very little signs, and I want you guys to listen very, very closely to this one. So you may find yourself, you have missed a train, sometimes you've missed your bus, sometimes you've lost your wallet, or maybe sometimes you've missed, actually, you've forgotten your wallet at home. You're finding yourself like on the way, you're driving back home to go and pick your wallet. Those are very little signs that are showing you that actually you were supposed to make a detour. If you get a detour and you notice that you have experienced a detour on the very first meeting of those individuals, that is a very big sign that those individuals, they have been sent by the devil, and those are your spirit guides and your angels and spirit guides. They're telling you actually you should return. So that's the physical way of letting you know that actually you were not supposed to go to those guys. You know what I mean? So for some reason you forget your wallet at home, or you forget your bus ticket, you forget your train, you miss your train, or things like that. It is a very big sign that those individuals, guys, they are not meant to be with you, and you are heading for destruction. So they have been sent by the devil. The third sign I want to talk about, guys, is when you finally decide, okay, so you are going to meet those individuals. So you decide, okay, you're going to give it a try. Of course, after a very long, because you know, normally what happens is that those toxic individuals, they tend to persist. So you see them persisting and persisting. They will make sure that this thing happens. You know what I mean? You might say no, they will keep on persisting. But at the end of the day, some of the individuals, the chosen ones, you end up actually giving in and going in there to meet them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when you reach there, you are going to notice there's some bad things happening on that very first date. Now listen to this one very closely, guys. You guys may go in to a restaurant and you sit down for a meal or things like that, and you notice that actually on that table, those particular individuals, or you, sometimes it can be you or it can be those particular individuals, you may spill a drink on the table. You know what I mean? So you may find that you're sitting down, you're having a meal, maybe a glass of champagne or wine or things like that, or even sometimes juice, and all of a sudden you spill the drinks on the table. It can even sometimes be the waiter. The waiter comes over to you guys and they're trying to serve you the food or serve you the drinks or things like that. And all of a sudden they're going to drop the tray, they're going to drop the drinks, and they're going to spill drinks on the floor. If you ever notice a sign whereby you're sitting down with somebody on the first date and all of a sudden a drink spills on the table, or sometimes they drop their glass or they drop the plate, or the waiter sometimes comes and they spill drinks on your clothes, those are the very obvious signs that you are not supposed to be in that place in the first time. So those are your spirit guys now talking to you that that date is not supposed to be happening. You're in the wrong place at that particular time, and you shouldn't carry on with those dates. You know what I mean? Another thing that may happen on top of that is when you sometimes, you guys may drive, or you guys may drive and go to them, or you may take a bus or things, whatever. On that particular date, you're going to notice that actually you get the ticket. You get fined. So you may find sometimes you caught a bus, and all of a sudden you didn't happen on that particular date. You didn't happen to have your ticket on the way. Now you've been caught by the authorities and you've been fined on that particular date. Or sometimes you may be driving and you go to that particular date, and when you reach that place, you're going to see. You're going to notice that actually on reaching that place, you guys have had the meal or things like that. Now you might have missed the spillage of the drinks and things like that. But when you guys are leaving and trying to go home, you're going to notice that actually you have received a parking ticket. Most of these things, guys, you've got to understand, these are signs from the universe. These are signs from your spirit guides, from your angels. Those particular people, they are telling you, you shouldn't be on that place in that time. You know what I mean? You're with the wrong person at the right time. In that particular time, you're actually happening to date the wrong person. So you may get a parking ticket if you're driving, and of course if you're traveling with public means or things like that, you may sometimes be fined for missing out on your ticket or things like that. There will be little things that are going to happen on that. Especially, I want you guys to pay close attention to those first dates, the very first date you get with those kind of individuals. So, because remember, guys, these are individuals who are coming in with wrong intentions. You know what I mean? So when a person is coming into your life with wrong intentions, eventually you're going to see a lot of wrong things happening around you. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to help you guys to read the signs, to understand what may happen on those particular dates. If you happen to see them, if you happen to meet them, things that may happen. So sometimes it could be even just something as simple as you're driving, and all of a sudden you get a car puncture. You know what I mean? All of a sudden your car malfunction, something may happen with the engine, or sometimes you may get a puncture in your tires or things like that. You're going to now start to get into fixing the tires and things like, and for some reason the car is happening now, the puncture is happening because there is a delay happening. So when you see there's a delay that is happening behind the scenes, all of a sudden you've been going on a date and all of a sudden your car has all of a sudden malfunctioned, you've got a car puncture or things like that. You're supposed to know that that's the universe speaking to you, that the date you're trying to go, it's not a good date for you. So the universe and your spirit guides and your angel guides, they're all trying to put an injunction. So they're trying to stop that meeting to happen. But for some reason, most of us, again, we have usually missed those kind of things, and we have continued to go on those dates, only to find out later that actually those individuals, they never meant well for us, and they weren't for our highest good. So another sign I want to give you guys to help you that understand that you are meeting the wrong person, and that person has been sent by the devil to destroy you. You're going to notice that on the first date, you guys may go out, and you're going to notice that those individuals, all of a sudden, they're mirroring you. Now, this one is a very common one. For the most of you guys who have been with me, you know that on this channel, we always talk about narcissism. So you're going to see those individuals, they're mirroring you. They like the same food you like. So you may go to a restaurant and all of a sudden they're going to ask you, oh, what kind of food do you like? I like pasta, you know what I mean? So you may tell them that I like pasta or things like that. And then all of a sudden, they too, they like pasta, you know what I mean? So maybe you like a particular soup or things like that. They are also going to order for that same soup, you know what I mean? So you're going to notice that those individuals, they do not have their own preferences when it comes to the things you like, you know, the food. Sometimes you may be talking to them and then you find that you're talking about hobbies, you know, the things that you like to do, but you like to play basketball, you like swimming, you like watching movies or things like that. And they're all of a sudden going to start mirroring you in each and every single way, you know what I mean? So you have to know, guys, that everybody we're all unique in our own ways, and we all have our own personalities. There are things that identify us as individuals, as human beings. And it may sometimes happen that we can meet somebody who likes the same things that we do, but if you find a person over mirroring you, like all of a sudden there's those things that you like, and all of a sudden they like those things straight away, even without knowing so much about you, without going into the details. They already like everything that you like. You know what I mean? They do everything that you do. They like everything that you like. You even sometimes go to see them mirroring some of the things that you do. These may be sometimes behavior ways, or sometimes things that you're personally doing physically on a physical level. You're going to see those individuals, they're mirroring you. Now you've got to understand that if you ever see somebody, all those things, the things I'm talking about now, a person that is mirroring you on each and every level, on a deep level, you've got to know those particular individuals. They are very toxic, very, very, very dangerous individuals. And the only reason why they're mirroring you is they're trying to find the entrance into your heart, you know what I mean? So they're trying to steal, to take you by surprise, you know what I mean? So they're going to overwhelm you. The mirroring sometimes is very overwhelming, you know what I mean? A person mirrors you in every way because they are trying to see how can they slide in as easy as they can, you know what I mean? So they want to make the connection very, very easy, you know what I mean, for them. So when you see all of a sudden those guys, oh, you guys like the same things. Actually, this thing reminds me of there's a video back in the days when I was young. There was that video, Coming to America. You guys have seen that video, Coming to America, by Eddie Murphy, you know. And all of a sudden there was this arranged marriage. They arranged for him this lady in the beginning, and they wanted him to marry a particular individual, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden when the lady came in, then Eddie Murphy asked the woman if they can go to if they can go backstage, and he gets a little chat, you know what I mean, before this marriage happens. So they go to the back, and he starts to ask this lady, what are the things you like? What kind of food you like? What kind of things do you do? And all of a sudden, this woman, immediately she was like, whatever food you want is what I like. Whatever things. So it's like the woman, she started mirroring Eddie Murphy, you know what I mean? Eddie Murphy was asking her to tell him about herself. And this woman, she was like, whatever it is you like is what I like. Whatever food you like is what I like. So that thing reminded me of that incident, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, Eddie Murphy had to cancel that, he had to cancel that arrangement, and he had to go his own way and carry on to, I don't know, it was Queens or something. That's where he found his bride, you know what I mean? So all these kind of things, guys, they happen in the beginning. And sometimes it can be very hard for us to see them. You know what I mean? So you may sometimes see somebody mirroring you on a very, very deep level, and sometimes it's going to be overwhelming. You're going to notice that all of a sudden God has finally sent somebody for you, and the person is like fitting you in each and every single way. The same way you cook is the same way they cook. The things, even sometimes they almost want to copy you. The way you dress, they want to copy the same dresses that you. So you're going to see a lot of mirroring happening in the beginning. It's a very big sign, guys. That's a red flag. That person doesn't have your best interest at heart, and those individuals, they have been sent by the devil. They are coming into your life to destroy you. So the other sign I would like to share with you guys is complete obsession. So they are going to be extremely obsessed about you. Now I want you guys to listen very closely to this one. Normally, those individuals who have been sent by the devil, first of all, what they will do, they will obsess about you extremely. They have got a very, very big obsession about you. Even before they come in, they are going to be stalking your social media pages. They are going to be watching your photographs. They are going to be getting some information about you. You know what I mean? So this is like, for example, this is like a pre-arrangement. You know what I mean? So they are trying to, first of all, find out which way, where the places that you hang out, which places do you go for coffee, where do you go to the gym. So they are going to be obsessive about you. They are going to find, first of all, they are going to stalk you online. Most of those guys, sometimes they've already stalked you online even before they show up in physical. So in the physical, so they have already stalked you, they've stalked your social media pages. So you're going to notice that actually they are extremely obsessed about you. You know what I mean? Everything you post, sometimes if you have got an online page or things like that, maybe on Instagram or things like that, they put the photographs you post, they are the very first guys to comment. You know what I mean? So you're going to see them. And again, I don't say that everybody who is commenting on your pages or things like that, they're obsessed about you. But sometimes you can find there are particular individuals in those people that sometimes happen to follow you that they are extremely obsessed about you. So when you meet those kind of guys, you're also going to notice that when you guys are home, sometimes you may be home, and all of a sudden they are following you everywhere. You're going to the kitchen, they are going to the kitchen at the same time. You're going to the bathroom, they are going to the bathroom at the same time. You know what I mean? You coughing, they're also coughing. So it's going to be very, very little things. Guys, you'll be surprised. These individuals, those kind of devil's agents, they are very, very obsessed about, the chosen ones, So when they meet you, you have got to be very, very aware of this kind of people. So the obsession is going to go to the extreme. They are going to follow you to the bathroom. They'll want to go to the shower with you. They'll want to go to the shops with you. They want to do each and everything with you. They are obsessed. They almost want to believe. They want you to believe that there is nothing you can do without them. You know what I mean? They are going to follow you everything. Sometimes when your phone is going to ring. Your phone will ring. And all of a sudden, they're going to stop whatever they are doing, and they're going to watch who are you speaking with, who is calling you. Sometimes they may want even to see who is calling you, your friends on social media, who is following you on social media. They are going to start checking your Facebook friends, your Instagram friends. They're going to start asking you about your followers. Why is this one following you? I don't like that one. I don't like this one. So the obsession is going to be extreme. You're going to find them extremely, extremely obsessed about you. That is when you know that actually that particular individual is a red flag, guys. That particular individual, if you have met them already, they're not good for you. And those individuals, they have been sent to destroy you. Another sign that I want to talk about is you're going to notice that for some reason, those individuals, and now I'm talking about these cases whereby maybe sometime you've let them in for a while, it can even sometimes be a week, it can be 2 weeks, it can be a month, So you're going to notice that when you're with them at home, they do not like your path. So you may be a designer, a clothing designer, you may be somebody who is doing one or two things. So sometimes you may be somebody who has been trying to write your own book before you met them. And then now you've met them and you've allowed them in your life, and then you're now telling them, you know what, I'm writing this book, I want you to support me. When I'm writing the book, please try to lower down the music so that I can concentrate and try to finish up my book or things like that. You're going to see them anytime when you decide to write the book, they're going to start to make the noise. You know what I mean? So when you start to concentrate, sit down on your desk and continue with your own book, they're going to now start to make a lot of noise and try to cause a lot of disruption. You know what I mean? So they're always going to distract your path. If you ever see somebody, sometimes it may be something as simple. You may be a public figure. Sometimes the only thing you need from them is to hold for you the camera. You want them to hold for you the camera as you do your own thing, maybe to move around with you, help you to capture the moments and things like that. So you're going to notice that actually they don't like your path. So those individuals, again, it comes back to the fact that they are in your life to destroy you. So they are coming in And first of all, what they want to do, they want to know what exactly are you doing, you know what I mean? So the closer they get to you is the better for them, so that they can now know what are you doing, you know, what kind of food are you eating, what kind of things are you doing. So are you in school, are you studying a particular course, are you writing a book, are you designing clothes? So you're going to see them, they're going to all of a sudden start to undermine whatever it is you're doing for yourself, you know, whatever it is you have going on for yourself. So they're going to start to undermine your journey. If you're a YouTuber, or if you're somebody who's very popular on Instagram, you have got a good number of followers, you're doing your own thing. So you're going to see them, they're going to start bringing down you may be, you may even sometimes be a musician, you know what I mean? You may be a musician and you like music. Sometimes you go to the studios, you sing, and then sometimes you're going to find them, they want to follow you to the studio, and then they're going to try to dictate what you're supposed to do when you're in the studio, who you're supposed to speak with, what time you're supposed to do the training. So you're going to see them, even you may be a footballer, you may be sometimes be a footballer, and they don't want you to go for the training. So you're going to see them, everything you're trying to do to push you forward and to get you to take you forward, you're going to notice that actually they are distracting your path. You know what I mean? So they do not want anything that you're doing. Those individuals, remember again, it comes back to the point that they do not have any plans with you. You know what I mean? The only thing they are coming to do is to distract you, to destroy you, to take you off your path, and you know, to bring you on a very, very low vibration. Because remember, guys, this whole thing is spiritual. You know what I mean? So this whole world that we're living in currently, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on, especially when it comes to these dark entities and the chosen ones. So the chosen ones, you're going to find a lot of these obstacles along your way. So it's up to you to start understanding that some of these people that are coming into your life, sometimes you may see them in the beginning, they're going to all of a sudden become your twin flames. You know what I mean? Oh, I met my twin flame, you know, they're going to start to mirroring you in each and every single way. It's going to be overwhelming, guys. You're going to think that these individuals, they're your twin flames. You will all of a sudden say, oh, where have you guys been all this time? You know, I've been looking for you forever. You know what I mean? So they're going to pretend that they've always been searching for you. But again, you have to remember, guys, on a very physical level, these individuals, they don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? It always comes back to the spiritual warfare. When it comes to spiritual warfare, those individuals, they don't really know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So they just come in there, they use you, abuse you, they start to take you off your path, do all these kind of things to you. We have had so many musicians. For the most of you guys in the US, you've had a lot of these musicians in the US. They have met particular people here all of a sudden, and then you see them some months down the road. They're no longer singing, they're no longer hitting like they used to hit. They're going down, they've started to lose their money, they've started to lose their buildings and things like that, even sometimes including their health. You know what I mean? And when it comes to health, also one of the signs that you guys can look out for is sometimes you may sometimes sleep with them, you know, if they're very fast, because a lot of those individuals, the toxic individuals, they're normally very fast in whatever it is they're doing. So what happens is that sometimes they may sleep with you, you may sleep with them, and all of a sudden the condom may break. You know what I mean? So you guys pay very close attention to this. When you happen to sleep with those kind of individuals, anybody that you sleep with, it is the first time or the second time you're sleeping with them, and all of a sudden the condom breaks. You have got to know those individuals. They are very, very dangerous, and they shouldn't be a part of you. So if it has happened to you, you may try to remember back in the days, if you have dated those kind of individuals, and you're going to remember a moment whereby you slept with them and at some point the condom broke. You know what I mean? Maybe you have used protection and all of a sudden the rubber just split all of a sudden and broke and took you by surprise. So they're not supposed to be a part of you. You know what I mean? Or sometimes you may find the condom may sometimes the condom may not really break. Like it might break accidentally, but even sometimes they may break it on purpose, because maybe they want to get you pregnant. You know what I mean? They're trying to make you pregnant, so they break the condom on purpose, you know, secretly, but on purpose, because they are trying to make you pregnant as fast as they can. Because now, again, it comes back to the point that they are trying to secure you to be in their life so that they can do whatever it is, their mission they came to do with you. Another thing that may make you understand that an individual is in your life to destroy you, or they don't mean you well, is when you may sometimes get pregnant with them. If you're a lady out there, and all of a sudden you will get pregnant, and then you're going to have a miscarriage in a couple of weeks or something like that down the road. You're going to straight away have a miscarriage. You might have 1 or 2 miscarriages or 3, but you're going to notice that actually anytime you conceive a child with those individuals, you're always getting a miscarriage. You know what I mean? That is a very big sign that in those individuals, guys, you have got to be very, very pay very close attention. It is the divine, actually, that is a divine intervention. So God and the angels, they're trying to block that pregnancy. They are trying to make you not to have that baby. So most of the time you're insisting that you won't have a second one. They block that, and you won't have the other one. They block it. So the angels and God, is actually blocking you from getting pregnant from them, and that's why sometimes God is terminating those pregnancies. And you may not know it, but actually there's a spiritual work going on behind the scenes, and your angels and protectors and the guides and all this kind of, they are trying to protect you from going on with that, that kind of situationship, because at the end of the day, it is going to end very badly with you. The last sign that I want to give you guys, that a person is not meant to be with you and they are into your life to destroy you, is when all of a sudden you're sitting with them. This one is going to happen very often, and actually it has also happened with the cases whereby you've been involved with the narcissists and all these kind of toxic individuals. So you're going to see, you sit with them in the sofa, you guys are having a nice movie together, you're watching a movie or things like that. Then all of a sudden you're going to see them, they're becoming very, very uncomfortable around you. Now, chosen ones, remember, you are people, beautiful beings of light. You have got a very big light around you, and you've got a very big aura around you, and you radiate a lot of love. So when you meet with these kind of individuals, because they've got a very dark energy within them, and they are being influenced by all sorts of demons, and we all know that demons are very beings of on a very low frequency. So what happens is that you are now a person on a high vibration and a high frequency, and now you're meeting with somebody who is on a very low frequency. So what usually happens is your energy is going to be very disturbing for them. Now you're going to see them, they're going to become very, very irritated around you. You may see them removing their shirts. You're going to see them sweating. Sometimes you guys go to bed in the night, they're going to be sweating all night. You're going to wake up and it's like the whole bed is wet from their sweat and things like that. They have been sweating all the night, and sometimes they've opened all the windows around the house. It is because of your light. Remember, guys, you're a beautiful being of light, chosen ones, and your light, most of the cases, it makes those guys very uncomfortable. And these kind of incidents are going to happen at the beginning, whereby you're going to see them, they are sweating, profusely sweating, completely sweating. It's like somebody has poured water all over them, you know what I mean? So they are complaining about heat. They may sweat, you may see them visibly if it's a hot weather, for the most of you guys in hot countries. But if it's like a cold country or things like that, you're going to see them, they're going to start complaining about heat. They're going to say, oh, you know what, I'm feeling very, very hot here, you know what I mean? So sometimes you may be sitting together in the sofa, and then you're going to see them, they're going to turn around and go and sit in the opposite sofa because they cannot handle to sit around you. That is because your energy is very high and very intense, and it makes them very uncomfortable. And sometimes it's like they're burning up. Whenever they sit around you, they're burning up. So if you've got those kind of signs with those kind of individuals, and you've seen those signs, you've got to know you're dating a very toxic individual, and the earlier you get out of there, the better. So I advise you, you've seen those kind of signs I've talked about, you run. You don't only walk, you run out of that situationship. Guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Like, again, guys, I always appreciate and love your support. Book a session with me, guys. Donate if you want to, support if you want to. The channel is still going, and we're just getting started. Much love and blessings, and I'll catch you in my next one. Don't forget to leave us a comment in the section below. Peace, and Nesmo signing out, guys. Bye.